Hi everyone, it's me Steven. I'm back, and today I would like to talk about the perfumes from one of my favorite brand, that is Franck Boclet or Franck Boclet. That is Just Married. Stay tuned. Just Married were released back in 2019 in celebration of Franck Boclet's wedding to his wife, Solenne. And for the perfumer of these two fragrances, Franck Boclet collaborating with Bruno Herf, his favorite perfumer. And initially, these two fragrances cannot be bought separately. They were released in a coffret. So, like the name, it's just married, it must be bought together. However, later on, they released just and married separately. I bought my just and married separately. This one I got from Italy. However, married I got from Indonesia right here in CNF. So, firstly, let's talk about just from Franck Boclet. I'm going to put the nose here because you can actually find the nose on Fragrantica or Parfumo. But I'd like to tell you about what I'm feeling sniffing just. It begins with spicy combination of bergamot and also basil. And from the get-go, you can actually sniff the clove from this fragrance. From the get-go, you can sense that this is a vintage perfume. This is a dark and broody perfume. In the middle, there is rose, there is ylang, mixed in a way that reminds me of vintage fragrance such as Kuros from YSL. This is the kind of fragrance that is used by characters such as James Bond, that was played by Pierce Brosnan, the Pierce Brosnan version of James Bond, not Daniel Craig. It gives off this feeling of suave, bold, warm, sexy, sensual, and very gentleman. And the dry down, since the fragrance retains the sourness, and then add amber to the concoction, add civet and patchouli, and labdanum. Tada! You got a very smoky, a very ambery, a very sexy fragrance. And since this fragrance has this animalic touch from civet and castoreum, I don't think this fragrance is suitable uh, when you have a wedding in a church in the daytime. But when the night falls, overall, I love the scent because it's very sensual. And even though I don't like the term panty dropper, but this is the fragrance that describes perfectly the term panty dropper. In terms of CH projection and longevity, Just is very room filling, and it has like 8 hours or so longevity. So this is a very loud fragrance. It screams, and that's why this is a masculine fragrance that you definitely need to check out. The next one, Merit. Merit stands in contrast to Just. If Just is characterized by a dark, brooding, James Bond-ish male, Merit is the antithesis of Just. This is a very feminine and very pure fragrance. It opens with a mix of plenty of citrus. There's lemon, there's bergamot, and there's also a hint of rose, even though I really think it's geranium instead of rose because it's very spicy. After that, in the middle, the lily comes in, and this is the phase where I got the feeling that there's a bride in white wedding dress in a garden wedding in a sunny day. I can feel there's a bit of soapiness, there's a bit of bitterness because it has galbanum, but it's not in any way obstructing the scent of the lily. And just like Just, I think Merit also has this vintage feeling. I really think that Franck Boclet is just a sucker for a vintage wedding. And in the dry down, there's a sandalwood here somewhere, but if you check Fragrantica, there's also leather in here. However, it's not going to be masculine. It's just a hint of leather, the kind of sweat that becomes the backbone of the fragrance. If I would like to describe it in a character from Hollywood movie, just like James Bond, I think it's gonna be Drew Barrymore from Wedding Singer on the wedding scene. In terms of CH projection and longevity, unlike just married, only projects moderately, and maybe because it's meant to be pure, and the longevity also maybe only 6 hours, give or take. So I would like to suggest you to sample Just and Merit before you buy. Because of their vintage vibe, I don't really think these two fragrance would be pleasing to everyone. So don't blind buy these two. However, if you like to collect fragrance and you are in Indonesia, do check CNF. They have online shop. And other than that, I guess I'm quite happy with these two fragrances because I don't really have a lot of vintage fragrance, and I really love the fragrances from Franck Boclet. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also like this video, and you can add your comment over there. So I'll see you in next video. Bye bye.